Book Review. The novel Chasing Tomorrow by Sidney Sheldon. Introduction. The novel Chasing Tomorrow by Sidney Sheldon is one that I found to be very enjoyable to read 3 years ago, when I was able to take some of the pressure off of my responsibilities. I had asked my brother to purchase some of Sidney's books, and I compensated him very well for doing so. Now fast forward to the present day. When evening approaches, in the spooky environment of my new home, I thought reading a novel was a great way to forget everything, including even myself. Because of this, I was able to get a copy of the book so that I could review it. Concerning the book, the novel Chasing Tomorrow, written by Sidney, is a continuation of his previous work, the novel If Tomorrow Comes. Both come to an end in a place of ecstasy and joy but also contain their own unique mysteries and sufferings. Both the protagonist, Tracy Whitney, and her love interest, Jeff, are con artists in this story. In the continuation novel Chasing Tomorrow, both of them make the decision to settle down after engaging in naughty and corrupt games with evil people and making an ill-gotten fortune as a result of their activities. Because of a misunderstanding, they became estranged from one another, and despite Jeff's best efforts, he was unable to locate any trace of her. After having her child, which Jeff is unaware of, Tracy becomes carefree and lives a happy life in the mountains with an old neighbor who is also single. Tracy and her neighbor share a ranch. Then, gradually, she finds out through a police detective that Jeff's life is in danger in Europe and that someone cunning operating behind the scenes is playing his game on top of them. She learns this information about Jeff's predicament. Tracy recalls the time when Jeff was the one who rescued her from certain death, as narrated by Sidney in the first novel If Tomorrow Comes. As a result, she gives her son over to the care of her neighbor and boards a flight to Europe in order to solve a riddle game that was set up by the astute person sitting on top of them. After a long and gruesome battle, Tracy manages to get her hands on a small revolver just in time to put an end to the evildoer who was torturing Jeff by hitting him on the head. Jeff is taken to the hospital after the police are called and the police investigate the situation. But Tracy is unable to remain by his side throughout the entire process because of her history as a con artist, as well as the corrupt games she played and the people she cheated on in the past, which is the subject of an investigation by other police detectives. Therefore, she is going to have to fly to her son and their neighbor. On Tracy's mountain ranch, Jeff and Tracy come to terms with their differences and reconcile. However, Tracy makes the decision to continue living apart from him and tells him that she is doing so for the sake of their son. Jeff nods his head and walks away. Her son refers to him as Uncle Jeff and is upset that he is leaving. Because he has developed a favorable opinion of Uncle Jeff, he has approached his mother with the inquiry as to whether or not they will see him once more. Tracy gives a cryptic response, maybe. You can never truly know what the next day will bring. In the words of the author, one of the most prolific writers in the world is Sidney Sheldon, who has written novels that have become bestsellers all over the world, as well as scripts for television shows, movies, and plays performed on Broadway. The New York Times referred to his debut novel, The Naked Face, as the best first mystery novel of the year in their review of the work. After some time, each of his extremely well-liked books made it to the top spot on the New York Times bestseller list. Tilly Bagshaw is the author of a number of novels, many of which have achieved success on an international scale, and she is a co-author of the novel Chasing Tomorrow. Tilly and her family live in both their house in Los Angeles and their beach house on Nantucket Island. They split their time between the two locations. Thanks to Sidney Sheldon for giving this valuable book of life. Thank you. I hope you like our book review. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for such motivational book reviews. See you soon.